This old man has been reborn as a walking, talking weapon after dying in a meteor strike, but he is about to learn that he's not the only one. A man named Inuyashiki is moving into a new home with his wife, daughter, and son, and it is evident that his family doesn't respect him because he isn't rich and doesn't provide for them very well, and his personality is that of a pushover. He tells the family that he bought food for them, but they all go out to eat without him, pretending he isn't even there. Inuyashiki is left eating by himself. The next day, Inuyashiki heads to work, where his weak and pushover personality is once again evident, as his boss scolds him for placing too many orders of sports drinks, and all he does in response is bow and apologize. On the way back from work, Inuyashiki sees a man getting mugged in the street. He gets scared and turns around to walk in the other direction. He sees his daughter, Mari, standing there. He tells her that he was about to call the police, but she tells him to save it, because she never really expects him to be brave and strong. At home, Inuyashiki is sitting outside, when an abandoned dog named Hanako walks in. He feels very sorry for the dog, and he is about to tell his wife that the dog will stay with them now, when she snaps at him to get rid of it before he can even finish his sentence. She also hands him a letter explaining to him that he has been called in for a visit at the doctor's. The next day, Inuyashiki arrives at the clinic, where he learns that he has stage 4 cancer, and he only has 3 months left to live. He is devastated by this news. He comes home and sits all by himself, wondering which member of his family to call. He calls his wife, but she is at work, and doesn't deem his call important enough to take a break for it. He calls his son, Takeshi, but he is too busy getting bullied at school to answer. Finally, he calls Mari, but she simply does not want to answer his calls because she finds him annoying. Inuyashiki is disheartened. Later at night, the entire family comes home, and Inuyashiki tries multiple times to get their attention in order to tell them his news. However, they simply refuse to pause their conversations to listen to what he has to say. He tries to tell his wife, but she is more concerned with why he still hasn't gotten rid of Hanako. Heartbroken, he gives up. He goes out to look for a spot where he can leave Hanako, and on the way, wonders if his family would even cry if they knew the truth. He regrettably leaves Hanako at a secluded spot and runs away. Hanako follows him. He runs all the way to a park, where he sees a boy named Hiro sitting on a bench, contemplating. Suddenly, an incredibly bright light shines from the sky, and both Hiro and Inuyashiki stand up to observe it. As the light gets bigger, Hanako runs away, and it is revealed that the light is actually an approaching meteor, which crashes with a strong impact directly where Inuyashiki and Hiro are standing, knocking both of them out. Some kind of beings emerge from the crash site, and that is the last thing Inuyashiki remembers. Next, Inuyashiki wakes up early in the morning, still at the park. He notices that his glasses are broken, but then he realizes that he can suddenly see just fine without them. He comes back home and joins his family for breakfast, where he feels unusually thirsty. He drinks his entire soup in one gulp and proceeds to drink water straight from the tap. He arrives in his room and suddenly his arm starts smoking. As he is checking what's wrong with his arm, he presses it in one place, and one of his fingernails opens up, revealing a USB port inside. He freaks out a little bit, but then his entire arm opens up, revealing a high-tech weapon, and now he freaks out for real. The weapon charges up, but it shoots out the miso soup he just had for breakfast, and closes back up. He sits down and wonders if he is hallucinating, and then his head opens up, revealing that he has completely transformed into a high-tech futuristic machine from the inside. Meanwhile, Hiro arrives at his best friend, Naoyuki's house, and tells him that he has something to show him. They step out onto the balcony, and Hiro points his finger toward a bird in the sky. He shoots the bird down simply by saying bang, and Naoyuki is shocked. Next, they arrive in a parking lot, where Hiro reveals that he also has control over automobiles and pretty much all machines and electronics. Finally, he reveals his full cyborg form to Naoyuki and declares that he is no longer human. On the other hand, Inuyashiki still goes about his normal life whilst wondering if he is actively hallucinating or not. He comes out of work and notices the same pigeon that Hiro shot earlier on the ground. The bird is struggling, and suddenly, Inuyashiki's cyborg vision turns on, and he realizes he can clearly see what's wrong with the bird. He grabs the bird for a few seconds and sees something happening on his cyborg screen. The process completes, and the bird flies away perfectly healthy. Inuyashiki is ecstatic with this ability of his. Then it is revealed that he has super hearing as well, as he hears a mother crying for her 10-year-old son who is in a coma, somewhere in a hospital. He arrives at the hospital and hears the doctor telling the mother that the boy has very little chance of waking up. He sneaks into the boy's room, scans him, and discovers that the disease seems to be in the brain. He grabs the boy's head, and the process takes a little longer this time, but it completes, and the boy wakes up. The mother walks in and calls security to deal with Inuyashiki, but then she gets distracted by the miracle of her son waking up. Inuyashiki is incredibly happy with his ability to save people. At school, Hiro stands up to a group of boys who like to bully Naoyuki, but things go too far, as he is about to shoot one of them in the head, and Naoyuki stops him at the last minute. Hiro doesn't understand why Naoyuki would protect these clearly bad people. Hiro speaks to his mother on the phone, and she reminds him that he has to go visit his father today. She asks Hiro to check up on his father's health. Hiro doesn't understand why his mother is so nice to his father, who is a bad man who left them to start another family with a different woman. He tells her that they don't need his money to survive, but she assures him that this is not about that. Hiro arrives at his father's place for dinner. At one point during the evening, Hiro points his finger at his father. His father obviously doesn't know how serious this situation is, and he simply assumes Hiro is playing a game with his step-siblings. After contemplating this decision for a minute, Hiro displays self-control. Later, as Hiro is walking back home, he can hear all the happy families living in this posh neighborhood with his super hearing, and it enrages him. He walks into the house of one family and brutally murders them. Meanwhile, Inuyashiki, who has spent the entire day healing terminally ill children at hospitals, hears the screams of the families being murdered and rushes to save them. He arrives to find the dead body of a girl by the door, and he tries to heal her, but it doesn't work. He realizes that he can only heal people. He can't bring them back from the dead. He runs into Hiro, who shoots him, but Inuyashiki only gets knocked out for a minute. Next, news of the brutal murders spreads, and it is revealed that the victims were found with bullet wounds, but surprisingly, no bullets inside them. This makes Naoyuki suspicious that Hiro was behind these murders. He confronts Hiro, and Hiro says that to not murder is a human rule, but he is no longer human. He is a god. He promises to protect Naoyuki, but Naoyuki says that he can't be Hiro's friend, knowing that he can kill people with no remorse like this. Hiro arrives home, and his mother says that she wants him to start living with his father, because she has just learned she has pancreatic cancer, and she doesn't have long to live. Hiro, who is not yet aware of his healing abilities, hugs his mother and cries. However, unknowingly, he heals her. Inuyashiki arrives home to find his wife complaining that Takeshi is stealing money from her and that Mari is not taking school seriously. Feeling good about himself after saving people all day, he says that he can fix and protect this household. But Mari scoffs at him. She says that he doesn't even know that his son gets bullied, and his wife is trying to have affairs with rich younger men because they need money. She tells him he can't protect anything. Inuyashiki is heartbroken. Next, Inuyashiki hears Naoyuki praying for somebody to stop Hiro from killing more people, and he realizes that it is his responsibility to stop Hiro because only he can actually do it. He vows to fulfill this responsibility. He activates his full cyborg form, pulls out a jetpack, and flies off into the night. He arrives to meet Naoyuki and tells him everything about the night he and Hiro got their powers. Naoyuki assumes that a higher life form did this to them. He requests Inuyashiki to stop Hiro because he has the same powers, so he must know Hiro's weakness as well. Inuyashiki says that the only thing he can think of is miso soup, because he remembers his body spitting it out when he had some. Naoyuki says that Inuyashiki needs to train before he takes on Hiro, who clearly has greater mastery of these powers. Inuyashiki begins by training his finger gun. Hiro's mother learns that her cancer has magically disappeared, and she and Hiro happily go for a walk. During the walk, the authorities arrive to detain Hiro for questioning regarding the family murder from earlier. Hiro makes a run for it, and during the chase, he kills several policemen before flying off with his jetpack. News about him being the prime suspect in the murder case quickly spreads all over mainstream media. A girl named Shion, who has had feelings for Hiro for a long time, finds him and offers him to stay at her place. She tells him that she doesn't believe he killed that family. Meanwhile, Inuyashiki discovers that he gets more thirsty when he uses his powers a lot, which means his body must use water as a power source. So, like a regular human body, he drinks his sports drink, and he reacts just like when he drank miso soup. Now Yuki deduces that both liquids have high salts, so maybe his body cannot process salts. Hiro's mother is interviewed by the media, and they grill her for raising a murderer. She cries and apologizes to the victim families, but they show her no empathy. Hiro cries seeing what he's putting his mother through. Then, he hears the news that his mother committed suicide shortly after giving this interview, and he goes into shock. He finds an internet group chat where a guy reveals that he gave the press the address to Hiro's mother's house just for fun. Able to control all technology, he hacks into the guy's computer and then develops a new ability to shoot people through their phones and computers. He brutally murders every member of the group chat that was bad-mouthing his mother. Next, Hiro confesses to the murders in front of Shion and reveals his secret powers. He tries to scare her, but she remains adamant that he isn't evil and only wishes that there was some way he could reverse the murders he did, because she knows he wants to. Hiro is moved by her faith in him, and he decides to be with her forever. The next night, a SWAT team arrives at Shion's house and opens fire on Hiro. He manages to take them all on, but during the chaos, Shion is shot and killed. They just keep giving this guy amazing villain origin stories, man. Inuyashiki asks his family to stay home, fearing what Hiro might do next. But Mari doesn't listen to him as usual and goes on a school trip. In his rage, Hiro declares war on all of Japan. He hacks into every TV, phone, and computer screen all over the country and starts shooting people out of them, mercilessly. Inuyashiki hears the screams of all the people in panic and rushes to save them. He hacks into all the screens and plays a message in which Naoyuki informs people to get away from all screens to protect themselves. With this strategy foiled, Hiro resorts to firing missiles all over the city. One of the missiles hits the building that Mari is in. Finally, Inuyashiki arrives to fight Hiro face to face. He tries to convince Hiro that they were given these powers to help people, but Hiro doesn't agree, and the fight begins. Both men activate their jetpacks, and the fight takes to the skies. Many missiles are fired and buildings are damaged, and during the fight, Inuyashiki hears Mari's voice calling for help, but he is unable to go to her because Hiro just won't let up. Hiro is better than Inuyashiki, so Inuyashiki defeats him by tricking him into drinking a sports drink, which causes him to malfunction at a crucial moment, allowing Inuyashiki to take advantage and destroy him. Next, Inuyashiki finds Mari unconscious in the ruins of a building, and he heals her. She gets up and hugs her father for the first time. However, just then, Hiro returns, revealing he wasn't destroyed. He shoots Mari in the chest. Inuyashiki rushes to heal her, but Hiro stops him and beats him to a pulp in front of her. During the beating, Inuyashiki's head opens, and Mari learns the truth about her father. To make Inuyashiki feel his pain, Hiro decides to throw Mari out of the building, but as he does, rage unlocks a whole new level of power in Inuyashiki. He flies straight through Hiro, breaking him into a million pieces. He rushes and catches Mari before she hits the ground, and proceeds to heal her. She has a million questions, but he tells her that he'll explain later, because right now, there are lots of injured people who need his help. Sometime after these events, Inuyashiki's family has breakfast together. The mother and Takeshi leave early, and Mari and Inuyashiki are left sitting at the table, with an entirely new relationship and respect for one another. The end. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like our channel and subscribe if you enjoy content like this. Also, let us know what movie you would love us to recap for you.